right, let's get this show on a road. Welcome everyone to a very special Zoom and Learn. Zoom and Learn. Did I say that? Zoom and Learn. There we go with Celebration Magazine Live. I am Zoe Frost. I am your hostess with the mostest, and today we had 120 people register for this event. So welcome. If I did not say hello when you came in, I do apologize, but welcome very much to our special presentation today, brought to you by Essentially Spoiled. So we've got our friend Joie Bailey with us today, and she is going to be speaking about essential oils, what they are, what they can be used for, and how to use them. So now, without further ado, Joie Bailey, the spotlight is on you.
Oh, thanks. Hello, thank you for having me. I am so excited to be here. So hopefully I can get this to work. Let's see if I can share screen so that you can.
There we go. It's starting. There we go.
Yay. Okay.
Awesome.
Yay. So this is Aromatherapy 101. Hopefully this will give you guys some insight about aromatherapy and what all you can do with aromatherapy and all the different ways that you can use essential oils. A little bit about me is that I'm actually a registered radiation therapist. So I have a little bit of medical education as well. And then I got my certification as a clinical aromatherapist. I'm also certified in palliative care. So I do a lot of aromatherapy with hospice companies as well. And I have certified dementia practitioner as well. I have been in the senior industry for about 19 years. I got into senior health care because my grandmother had some dementia and Alzheimer's. What got me into aromatherapy was my daughter started having seizures at 13, and I had an individual bring me some essential oils, knowing that I kind of worked both Eastern and Western medicine. So I'm very interested in the natural approach, as well as knowing there is a time for medical necessity too. So after that, I did a little more research on the essential oils and learning how they worked with the brain and dementia and Alzheimer's and those types of things. Seeing as I have had my senior experience in the senior industry, that's kind of what got me interested into doing more with palliative care and hospice and seniors with aromatherapy. So with that, aromatherapy, what is aromatherapy? How does it work? What do you do with it? And what is an aromatherapist? A lot of times people ask, oh, so you sell oils, and so you must be in one of those things that sells oils. I'm not in one of those things that sells oils. I do utilize some oils from multiple different locations on the internet, and as well as oils that I do make here as well with some of the different farms that we're able to get to. So I do utilize my own oils, as well as getting some from other farms that I can order from. So aromatherapy is the use of essential oils, obviously, that promotes the health and well-being of physical and psychological health. And then the aromatherapy is the person who practices all of that too. So typically you'll find a neuropathic physician, medical doctors, registered nurse, a licensed massage therapist, licensed acupuncture, medical therapist types. These are the type of people that you're going to run into that will use aromatherapy. We are seeing a lot more aromatherapy being used with medical doctors and nurses in our medical field. They do use a lot of aromatherapy in the UK. So we're now starting to see a lot of that being used more here in the US. It is a natural, holistic, preventative measure. So it's non-invasive. We're not going to inject any kind of oils into you or anything like that. There's nothing of that nature that takes place. We do look at the symptoms, but we also look at the whole person. So we're not just going to treat a symptom as an aromatherapist, we are looking at the whole body and where we can work that together and using those essential oils in that. So one thing about me, I played Helen Keller in a play in high school. So she's kind of followed me through my journey. And this is one of her quotes that I take with me everywhere I go. Smell is a potent wizard that transports us across thousands of miles and all the years we have lived, which is so true to me, because I can definitely tell you, as we dig deeper into this, you're going to see that smells are so much a part of our life and our emotions and how we can manage through life and take on obstacles as we tackle those and stuff. So that is something that has definitely been a quote that I've continued with me. Aroma fragrance therapeutic. So that is aroma therapy. Most people think that aroma is just fragrance, that you're just gonna smell something and it changes your emotion and that's it. So there is a little bit more to it that we do. It's not just the aroma. There is multiple things that we are going to learn how to apply aromatherapy and the oils, whether it be ingesting or inhalation or on your skin. So inhalation is one of those that we were talking about. So that is the smell of the oil. The smells are definitely going to change how an individual takes the oil. So I will say a lot of times that when I am doing a evaluation or we're doing a treatment, I will ask the individual what type of smells they like, because you're going to be better to take in the aromatherapy and the whole therapeutic process of it when it is a smell that you enjoy. So I will say that it's not just going to be you put a bunch of oils in a diffuser and it smells good. It can be, and it is, and sometimes, a lot of times, you will notice in their diffuser, if you use the same smells over and over and over for a long period of time, that smell becomes a consistent smell. So if we can kind of get you to using different smells that are gonna maybe invigorate some different feelings and things like that, then that's gonna be something that you want to use the aromatherapy for the diffuser for. That's usually what the diffusers are used for your emotions, and to help you maybe with respiratory type of situations. If you're having any kind of headaches or anything like that, that is going to be something that you're going to use a diffuser for, and so forth. As an individual, you can, humans smell over 10,000 different smells as a human, which is crazy to me. That is, most of the time you think, oh, that smells good or bad. So you never think about all the different smells that are spice smells, wood smells, floral smells. There's so many different smells that you can have that a human does smell. So there's many different likes and dislikes. I have individuals that like floral smells that do not like woodsy smells, but that is why we have so many different oils to choose from, and why we use so many different oils, and there's so many different blends that you can use, and there's not just one recipe for each person. So that's one thing that we have learned that's very exciting. Mood effects. So it's gonna, as you smell certain smells, it's gonna uplift you. It could relax you, calm you. For example, I had an individual that I was doing aromatherapy with a group, actually, at an assisted living, and there was a gentleman that was sitting across the room that he had not spoken in a while. He had dementia. He was pretty far in his dementia and has been nonverbal for a while. Once he smelled one of the oranges that we had out, and it kind of reminded him back in his childhood days when he worked in a farm, and he came over and spoke a full sentence. That smells amazing. What is that? And everybody at the assisted living was very interested in how did that work. So that was something that was very exciting to see. So that is a way that we can use different smells that you like. And once we dig into finding out where you're from, what your likes and dislikes are, that helps me figure out as an aromatherapist what type of blend and what type of different oils that we can use to help you with your therapy. Topical application is the other application that we can use. As I said earlier, massage therapists do use this in their massages. Application points, there's a lot of places that you can utilize the oils in your head, soles of your feet, hands, neck. I will say there's different ways that as the massage therapist or as we are massaging these oils onto your skin, that there's different carrier oils that you would want to use for these. So, which is when we call those carrier oils, it's called like an almond oil or a coconut oil or an avocado oil, jojoba oil. Those oils are what we use to help carry the oil through the skin into the bloodstream so that then it will be used as a therapeutic oil. Therefore, we can tackle what type of obstacle that we're trying to overcome. Sometimes as we age, we kind of get that peripheral neuropathy. So sometimes you don't feel it as much in your feet or your hands or things like that. One point that is not made known to a lot of people is your belly button. So you can actually put oils into your belly button and it gets into your bloodstream a lot faster. There's certain oils that you can utilize. For example, ginger will go into your belly button and it will help with any kind of nausea or upset stomach or any type of digestive issue that you may be having as well. So that's just one type of oil that you can use. These are some of the pressure points and the different parts of the body that it's going to tackle. So like, for example, if you were to put peppermint oil on your big toe, if you're having some kind of sinus infection or sinus issue, then you put some peppermint on your big toe and it's going to help open that up. It's going to alleviate that. The way that our body works is there's certain ends of the nervous system, without getting too technical and scientific on you guys, this is how we kind of have been able to tackle where these nerve endings go and what we use. Then we have internal use. You can use peppermint internally. You can use multiple oils internally, teas, capsules, and in cooking. I will tell you that we have a group that likes to use peppermint licks. So peppermint, if you take one drop of peppermint, drop it on the back of your hand and lick it, make sure it's one drop. It will open up your sinuses, but it also gives you a rush of energy as well. The one thing that you do want to be careful with is that you want to make sure that you don't have high blood pressure, you're not on any kind of blood pressure or blood thinning kind of medications. So there are different things that you want to look at. You can put peppermint and chamomile in teas and add some honey to it. That might be a way that you can take some peppermint internally as well. So there's different ways that we can do that, and I'll go through a couple of these as well. Digestive support, there's basil, cumin, anise, coriander. These oils, what they do is they're going to go directly to the digestive system and help with any kind of antispasmodic. So if you're having any kind of digestive problem, intestinal problem, those types of things, these are some good oils to look at. You would want to make sure that you put a couple of these oils, like I said, with your carrier oil so that it's going to be able to generate that, get to through to the bloodstream and generate that calming effect to whatever you may be having with your digestive system. Another thing is this is another little fun slide that I had. I have a lot of people that once they do try the oils and they listen, it's not going to happen on the first time. I will tell you, you have to continue to use these oils on an ongoing basis. So the look on your face when you realize essential oils actually work. I get a lot of people that just look at me and go, wow, that actually worked. I had no idea. All the different ways that you could use that, and then it worked through that. The other thing, these are some of the oils we're going to dig into, is bay leaf, lemon, grapefruit. They're used during massage for lymphatic system. So if you're having a lot of swelling, I know for me, for example, if I don't continue to get up and move and do exercises and keep my blood flow going, then I'll get swelling. And with swelling in the feet, swelling in the hands, lymphatic system, then if I grab some grapefruit and I massage that in, it typically will help with that blood flow. It's going to lower that swelling down and open up that lymphatic system. Neroli is a good oil that will help with blood pressure. So individuals that are having blood pressure issues, if you use that on your wrist or on the back of your neck, so a couple of different places that you could use that as well. And then chamomile, myrtle, and cypress are great for pain and inflammation. Ginger is also another great oil for inflammation. We use a lot of these oils and ginger for arthritis. And I was born with arthritis, so I have been able to find some different ways that I'm able to use my oils and when I'm having a flare up, and use different recipes that work for that. So I'm not saying that every one of these oils work for that. You have to kind of figure out and pick and choose which ones are going to work with your system. I do have what's called an iTovi scanner. It's a scanner that I do when we do a consultation face-to-face, so that it will tell me which one of the oils is going to work best with your blood and your body makeup. So it'll let me know what you're going through, if you're having any kind of emotional distress, any kind of physical distress, those types of things. So it gives me some of that information and what oils we can kind of start with, so that it will help with your situation that's going on. Then this is kind of a few of the oils that we just talked about for arthritis and rheumatoid anti-inflammatory oils. They're going to be able to stimulate the blood flow, like I said. Grapefruit, juniper, hylascerum. Those are three of the top oils that I would use for anyone that's looking to generate extra blood flow, that's having some issues with blood clots, blood flow, swelling, those types of things. Stress related, as we are all going through the unknown of COVID, obviously, we have a lot of stress. So I get a lot of questions asked, what oils can I use for stress? So obviously there is bergamot and chamomile, lavender, clary sage, neroli, rose, and jasmine. Depending on, like I said, the smells that you are attracted to, whether it's citrus or floral, or maybe more of a grounding oil. These oils, we would pick 1 to 3, maybe top 5 that would go into a recipe. You definitely don't want to get too many oils together, because if you start getting so many oils together, you're going to decrease the efficacy of the oil. You want these oils to work as much as possible. So when you put 3 together, those 3 are going to work in conjunction together better than if you put 5 together. Does that make sense? So if you have 3 oils, less is better. So it's not always more and bigger is better in oils and recipes. Some of the germ killing oils that we have. So these oils will generate healing process. So these are the oils that are going to increase your white blood cell count. So if you're having any kind of immune oils that you need, so these are the next couple of slides are going to talk about. Tea tree oil is a great germ killing oil if you're looking for something to clean and disinfect in the house. Pine is also a good smelling oil that's cleaning. Eucalyptus, and then lemon and oregano. Lemon is a great stain remover. So anybody that's looking for a natural stain remover, lemon is one of your oils that you're going to come to for that. Tea tree oil is another one for healing. So if you have any kind of scrape or cut or scar, you're going to want to use tea tree oil on that because it's going to generate cell growth a lot faster. Once you get these types of oils, the tea tree, eucalyptus, lavender, rose, and geranium in your system, those are the ones that are going to help with generating cell growth. Respiratory support. So respiratory support is rosemary, tea tree, peppermint, eucalyptus, and lavender. I don't know if you guys are seeing a trend here, but lavender has been on a lot of these slides. So lavender is definitely a top oil that is used for treatment. Respiratory support, you're going to want to use this as a diffuser. So these oils, you aren't typically going to want to put on your skin or anything like that. You're going to want to use them. You can put a drop in your hand and cup it around your face and nose and sniff. You can put it in your shower. You can, if you don't have any kind of diffusers, you can put a pot of water on the stove and heat up water and then put a couple of drops of the oil that you're looking for that. You can also put it on a washcloth or any kind of cloth that you want. Once you get a warm washcloth, put a drop or two of peppermint oil or eucalyptus on, and it will definitely help with your respiratory system and increase your breathing a lot better. Immune support. Lavender, lemon, bergamot, thyme, chamomile. These oils are going to be help you with your immune support. So they're going to generate a better immune. This is if you are looking to stay healthy. If you have already got some kind of illness or disease, then you're going to want to reach for the other oils, and you're going to want to looking at recipes and blends and making those into different diffusers, or we can make a roller bottle that you can roll onto your skin as well with a carrier oil. These oils are going to be great for keeping you healthy once you've retrained or re-got through that illness. And pine, sandalwood, myrrh, and vetiver. A lot of these oils are going to be your earthy oils because we use these as coming back from the earth. The earth is giving back to our skin and our soul and body and mind. So like I said, it's not just the symptom that we're treating again, it's the overall body, mind, and soul that we treat with the oils. So that is something that we utilize. Studies have shown that the top 5 oils for insomnia are lavender, chamomile, bergamot, sandalwood, and mandarin. These oils are going to be your oils that are going to help you relax, help you either get into a better, happier space if you're in a depressive space. That's what bergamot is going to do in sandalwood. So as we go through, lavender is an herb that is from a flower. You're going to get your lavender oil from lavender fields. There's lots of them here in the US. A lot of them do come from France. So there's multiple types of different lavenders that you can choose from that are going to work best for your system that you're needing. Then there's also chamomile that is going to help keep you asleep. That is also a therapeutic oil that's going to calm you down if you're having any kind of anxiety or any kind of restlessness, those types of things. So lavender is going to help you get down to the sleep. Chamomile is going to get you through the sleep. Bergamot is another, it's a citrus oil that's going to help if there's any kind of depressive state. So if you're looking at any kind of just not feeling the sense of happiness or everything's well-being and well, then bergamot is your oil of choice for that. Sandalwood is it comes from a wood of a tree. I will tell you the neat thing about sandalwood is the older the tree, the more therapeutic the sandalwood oil is. So you really want to get an oil that is from a tree that is 30 to 40 years old, or I will say if there is a sandalwood tree that is 80 years old, you're going to have a better outcome of getting that oil to be a better therapeutic oil. Now for diffusing it, if you like the smell of sandalwood, it's not that big of a deal. It's just going to be in the diffuser. But for putting it in a tea or putting it in a massage gel or a lotion, you definitely want to use that as a therapeutic oil. And so you're going to want to make sure that that came from a much older tree. Mandarin, it's formulated in two types of oils. So there's a green mandarin and red mandarin. These are ones that if somebody's having difficulty falling asleep, so if you're just laying there and your head is maybe you can't get things out of your head, mandarin is one of those oils. If you don't like the floral scent of lavender, then we would go with mandarin because it's going to be more of a citrusy scent. So this gives you an idea of about 5 different oils that you could put into a blend. But remember, we want to do 3 to 5 oils. You really don't want to do more than 5 oils in a blend because then you're going to decrease that efficacy of the oil. So combining lavender, chamomile, and bergamot with jojoba as a carrier oil is a great recipe for someone that is needing to fall asleep or is having insomnia or having issues with their sleep patterns. You can drop a couple of these oils on your pillow if you don't have a carrier oil. Like I said, you can put it on a wash rag or anything, any kind of rag of some sort, or in a lotion as well that will help you with that. So now, how do you buy these oils? How do you know what's a good oil, what's a bad oil? These oils, so you're gonna be able to look on your oil bottle. It will tell you if it's 100% pure. It's gonna tell you how it was extracted, and it's gonna tell you if it was tested. So you always want to look at your oils for where did they come from? How were they extracted, and do they have all of the information on the label of the bottle? Some of the oils are extracted with other types of impurities that are added to the oil to make them cheaper. And those are great oils to be used for diffusing and for fragrance and smells. Those oils will not do as well for therapeutic. If you take those oils internally, they could harm more than help. So you just want to make sure that you are looking at your oils and making sure that they have it to where it says it's 100% pure and that they show you how it was extracted. There's 2 types of ways that there's an essential oil. It's steam distilled or expressed. These oils are going to tell you some oils, when they are citrus, they're going to be steam distilled. They're going to come from the rind of like the lemon, or they're going to come from the bark of the wood, like the sandalwood, or they're going to come from a grass like lemongrass and things like that. So you want to look and make sure that these extractions are coming from exactly where the oil says it is. So if it is a plant, it's coming from the plant or roots, and how they extract these oils is what you want to make sure that that is a pure, true oil. Some of the places that I do get my oils from, there is a report that you can get that's called a GCMS report. It's a gases report, tells me how the gases were extracted and so forth. So that gets a little more deep into the boring stuff. But those are some of the things as a aromatherapist I look at to make sure that my oils are pure, how are they extracted, and what their report is going to tell me, and how many, where the plant is that they got that oil from. So with that, these are some of the safety issues that you're never going to want to take an oil orally unless you have been instructed by an aromatherapist. That you know what other medications it could interact with. So make sure that you keep it away from your eyes. I have had so many people that have called me that their kids or somebody has gotten into peppermint and they got it too close to their face because they were putting it in their nose and it started burning their eyes. So make sure that you are watching how your safety is with your oils. You can store oils in a cool place away from heat. Make sure that they're out of sunlight. It is very okay to store your oils in the refrigerator. It does keep them longer. Keeping essential oils closed and tight. anytime that air touches that oil, so the more that you open the oil, the more that that oil loses its efficacy as well. So you want to make sure that you keep your oils closed and tight and keep them away from children and pets. Avoid using any kind of oil like lemon or citrus, orange, those types of oils. If you're going to go out into the sun, it could cause a burn. So you want to make sure that you are paying attention to what oils are good for staying out of the sun. And when you're using, or when you're with an aromatherapist, they will be able to tell you this oil, you need to make sure that you stay away from sunlight, stay in a nice, cool, dark place. And just make sure that you are working with your doctor as well as your aromatherapist on any kind of medications that you are on as well. If you have any kind of severe allergies, you're going to want to know that too. I do have individuals that are allergic to lavender. So I have individuals that are actually allergic to oils. These are coming from nature. So we do have allergies, unfortunately, out there. So that is something that you want to make sure that you're paying attention to as well. And then immunosuppressant and estrogen, hormonal situations, cardiovascular, and seizures. So certainly there's no law in the United States yet that is mandating our oils at this point, but we do have a National Association for Holistic Aromatherapists. You can find aromatherapist on there. You can find a lot of information and any kind of questions through them as well. They are online through my website too, and that is all I have. I know it's a lot, so I was
It was great. I mean, we've got some good questions here too, Joey. It was so incredibly informative, and as silly as it sounds, your explanation helped me figure out why I like some of the perfumes I do, and that I always thought I fell under one category as far as, you know, citrusy, woodsy, earthy, whatever. And I'm going, oh, all right. So if I go with these color, I might find something I'm picky. Anyway. All right. Okay, so we do have some questions for you. Real quick, just want to say, Mimi, it might be your connection because I haven't had any other complaints about sound going in and out, but we will be posting this after the fact on YouTube. So we are recording the video, so you'll be able to view it there then. Okay, so you kind of addressed this already, but Tina Pennington, before you address allergies, asked about, you know, what about people with allergies? So that's going to be very dependent on what their allergies are.
Right. And that's why I always suggest that if somebody has allergies or we're looking at something, then I sit down, we do a full consultation. There is a 3-page questionnaire that I go through with each one of my patients. So we definitely dig deep into what is going to work best for you. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. This question makes a lot of sense, and I never would have thought of it. But do they have an expiration date?
So they do. Your oil should come with, and I don't know if you'll be able to see this, on the bottom of your bottle, they will have a date on there. So what that means is that, so the oil will expire therapeutically. So it's not going to be as effective for therapeutic purposes. You can continue to use this oil as a diffuser, or if it still smells good to you, you can continue to use it for smelling purposes and aroma purposes. But it's definitely not going to be something that you want to use internally or on your skin that's going to absorb into the skin. So you don't want to use an expired oil for that.
Okay. All right. And then Lauren G wanted to know, what oil would you recommend for a Pembroke Cocker Corgi who has arthritis? So do you do essential oil therapy for pets?
That's funny that you asked that, because I'm actually in a class. I'm in some online classes right now with veterinarians that we are working on oils for animals. So we have actually been working with that. So it depends on, I guess, what all, if they're on any other medications. I mean, there's a lot of questions I'd have to ask to go through that one.
Okay. All right. So there you go, Lori. She can definitely help you with that. And then can grapeseed oil be used as a carrier oil?
Absolutely.
And how many drops do you use?
So it's going to depend on the recipe that you're using, and it's going to depend on the other oils that you're utilizing as well. So grapeseed oil is great for hair, skin, different things like that. So if you're using like lavender with that, then you're going to probably use, like I said, it depends on how big of a bottle that you're going to be using it as well. So that's a depending question.
Okay, so let me ask you, so that kind of leads into another question that I have that I think others may have, and if they don't, well, I want to know. Could you help people? So do you provide the recipes for people, or or if they like, do you provide the service of custom mixing the blends for them so they don't have to do that themselves?
Both. Yeah,
Okay.
I do both. So when we do a consultation, then I can help and make the recipe myself. I have all the oils needed, as well as carrier oils. We can make roller bottles. I can make you your own lotion, different things like that. Or I can tell you what oils to use with what your needs are. Then I can also put out some generic recipes, and those recipes will help just generically as well. But if you want to specifically dive into exactly a specific problem, then we can definitely make a recipe, or I can give you the exact number of drops and oils that you would need to make your own recipe.
Perfect. All right. So Janet says she loves using oils in her diffuser. Nancy Wilder wants to know, just to verify, you can store oils in the refrigerator, correct? That won't affect anything? Okay, perfect.
It won't. Just don't freeze them. I mean, I don't think that they'll freeze well, but.
Okay. This is a great question because I actually have seen the same thing. Janet said she's seen people recommend putting oils in your face mask to help with breathing. Is that safe?
So I have seen that most recently as well. I would be very, very careful. I will say that I have actually had many people that have called me that they've put peppermint in their face mask and it's burned their eyes. So I would not put the oil directly onto the face mask. What I would do is make a blend and put it with a carrier oil, and you can put that in a bowl or whatever, and then dip a cotton ball or a cotton wax, any kind of cotton, and rub it on the mask before putting it on, would be what I would suggest, because you definitely don't want to just put an oil directly on the mask and be breathing it in.
Right. All right. Great. I know the answer to this question because I used to make candles, but you will answer this question, Joey. Do people use these types of oils to make candles, or is that a different type of oil altogether?
They can use these oils as well to make candles. Yes.
Yeah.
And I would say any oils that are expired, those are great for candle making as well.
Yeah, most certainly. And then the one thing you have to be careful of too, and I'm going to make this recommendation too, because there are a lot of synthetic oils and fragrances that are out there that a lot of people will use in their candle making because it's a lot cheaper than using essential oils. So if you're looking for candles to act as a carrier for those things, just make sure that you are getting the correct thing. Okay, so that's my candle disclaimer from back in the day.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
So, Terry Campbell asked, how old is this company? So how old's your company, Joey?
My company is only 2.5 years old. We will be 3 years old in March.
That's not an only. That's quite an accomplishment. Hey, companies
Yes,
that make it
yes,
first year's the hardest. So
yes.
congratulations.
Thank
Wonderful.
you.
And then Julia Barr wanted to know like the recipes that you recommend. Where do you get those from?
Some of the recipes will come from my scanner. Now it uses a GSR technology, which is like a Fitbit or like the Apple Watch. And it will tell me quite a bit of my recipes that I need. I also have many books that I will pull from. I have therapeutic nursing books that I also pull from. So depending on what we're looking for and how much we're needing, then I have a lot of books that I get my recipes from.
Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. I am going to, if there's any other questions, please do feel free to put those into chat and we will ask those. Joey's information is up here on the screen for you. She is local. I do want to make that mention because her phone number makes it look like she's not, but she is local. And we are currently working on building her a new and improved, exciting website. So once that is released, you can look for that. Okay, so Terry asked if you continue to take classes.
I do, absolutely. I have to do, I also have to keep up continuing education to keep my certification. So.
Fantastic. Okay. Question is from, let's see, would you put tea tree oil directly on your scars?
I would not put tea tree oil directly on the scar just because I would start out with a carrier oil, and coconut oil would be one that I would recommend for tea tree oil. But it's great. It's a great oil for scars for sure.
Fantastic. I mean, that's what, you know, I've heard, you know, a lot that, you know, so many people, you know, think that they use the oil directly and you really need to have something else with it for absorption into your skin and evaporation and all that fun stuff. So, so that's, yeah, she knows what she's talking about, people.
A little bit.
Just a little. So wonderful. Did we have any, I'm going to stop Joey's screen share here. Did we have any other questions for her before she's got, you know what, Joey, why don't you tell them, while I pull up my list here, why don't you tell them all about your awesome giveaways for today?
Oh, yes. Okay, so I have oil bracelets. They're aromatherapy bracelets, and they are where you can put the oil on the bracelet as well as a bottle of oil that comes with them. So we have 4 of these to give away today.
I'm excited about that. That sounds like fun. So if you do win today, just make sure you stick around. We will need to make sure that we get your mailing address from you. Okay. I am pulling up my thing. All right. Now I am going to go through. Let me put this back on the gallery view. Let's cancel my Spotify. I'm gonna go through. Actually, Harriet asked. Wait, I got a couple more questions for you. Melissa O'Neill wanted to know, what should we look for when buying a diffuser?
You want to look for a diffuser that has multiple settings. So you don't want a diffuser that's just going to run continuously. I suggest to all of my clients that you run your diffuser no more than 3 hours at a time. After that, it becomes that stagnant smell that's really not doing much for you or the air anyway either. So you want to make sure that you find a diffuser that's going to have either a intermittent diffusing or a continuous diffusing that doesn't last any longer than 3 hours.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's one thing. I've noticed, like, when you're in a place and you're there for a while and they've got a diffuser running, you stop smelling it because you body
Yeah.
adjusts to it. Yep. All right. And then Julia Barr
Exactly.
would like to know, would you need to add a carrier? Oh, wait, hang on. Sorry. Well, yeah, I'll ask that one, then I'll go back. So, yeah, would you need to add a carrier oil to the bracelet blend, or can you use it as is?
You can use it as is.
Okay.
I have already prepared the oils in the little bottles for you. So I've already put a carrier in there for you. So it's as is, and it's going to absorb into the beads on the bracelet. So it's going to be more of a diffusing bracelet for you.
Fine. All right. And then can coconut oil be used in place of the jojoba?
Yes, absolutely. You can interchange all of those oils if you would like.
Fantastic. All right. Any other questions before we go through our list? Those were some really, really great questions. What about olive oil? Can olive oil be used?
You can use olive oil. It's not going to be as potent. It's not going to be as thick. It's not going to help with that carrier for the bloodstream to break that bloodstream barrier. So, but you can use olive oil. You can in a pinch. I wouldn't suggest it to be an ongoing.
Awesome. All right, we've got people say great presentation. Everyone, if you guys want to take yourself off and mute, you can. Let's give Joey a big whoop whoop and a round of applause, okay? Fantastic job. Fantastic.
Thank you.
We had
Thank
a lot
you
of
for
great.
having me.
Oh, of
Thank
course,
you.
we loved having you.